Hey guys, it's me, Elephants Are Tasty, and today I kind of have like a different type of video. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to alternate red versus blue reactions with other types of videos that might not be Rooster Teeth related and stuff I really want to make. I don't want to just be a reaction channel. Kind of like evolved away from that. I wanted to be that before, so that's all that. As you know by the title of this video, this is going to be me talking about my ticket collection. I didn't really realize I was already growing a big collection of tickets until I kind of got home this summer from college and realized that I had a whole bunch of tickets up on my wall in my bedroom. This is not my bedroom. That I had been keeping for like years, and I was like, wait, I have a collection here and I could make a video about it. So that's what I'm going to do today. And there's definitely lots of tickets I've lost. I have no idea where they are. So you can kind of get kind of like a timeline of cool stuff I've done in my life. So my first ticket that I still have is from 2010. It's to the Dublin Horse Show, and my pen just fell. So that was a big horse show in Dublin, Ireland in 2010, and that's also the year my family went on a trip to England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland. So we did that big trip. And also I forgot to mention, if I have pictures from such events, I'll put them like up here so you can see some pictures. This is 2010. This was basically 8 years ago. Oh my gosh, that feels so long. And it was really cool. I did a lot of cool horse photography there. We saw some of my family there. There was a lot of cool events. We watched like world-class show jumping, and in case you didn't know, I'm really into horses. So that was a really cool event. That's the only ticket I have from 2010, and I have two things from 2011. I want to make sure I'm getting this on camera. They're both from Italy. It's a ticket to the Vatican Museum and a thing called Roma Pass, which in Rome they have these. Maybe they still do, I don't know actually. They allow you to go to different like historical sites and tourist sites all on this like kind of one pass, so you don't have to buy a bunch of separate tickets. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But we went to a bunch of like cool ruins in Rome, Colosseum, really cool. Hopefully I can find some pictures. And of course we went to the Vatican Museum in Vatican City, and there's a funny story there is, so you walk around in kind of like a set path, obviously, because it has to be so structured, and my dad was like, nah, screw this. So he tried to just like go in between two big sculptures that had like a velvet rope saying can't walk here to just like get to the other side, and he was like trying to go under, and then like those security guys are on you fast, and they're like, no sir, don't do that. And I was just so embarrassed. And so we also saw the Sistine Chapel and a really bunch of cool religious Christian art there. And like, I'm not a big religion person, but I love art history, so that was really cool. And those are the only two things I have from 2011, so I don't remember much about what happened in that year, but 2012 is kind of where we start getting more stuff. I went on a cruise to Mexico with my mom. So this is a card they had on the cruise ship. It got you into like meals and things like that. So I was on the Carnival Triumph ship. We dined at the Paris Lower Dining Room at 8:15 p.m. at table 546. It tells you like your muster station, so like where you go if there's emergency and like things like that. You just use this card to like get into stuff and do different things. So we went on the cruise. I have some photos that I know I'll put up here. Also in 2012, I went with the ribbon is falling out, I'll get to that in a minute. Also in 2012, my family and I went to Carol Burnett live show, and my parents, especially my mom, were a big fan of Carol Burnett, like especially in like her really popular days. I didn't know so much, but she's a comedian, she had a TV show, so that was pretty funny. And then also here's where I started keeping movie tickets. My movie tickets for 2012 that I still have are Arrietty, Secret World of Arrietty. We saw that. I remember I saw that with my friend, a couple of my friends, on my best friend's birthday, and I remember sneaking snacks into the movie theater in little plastic bags. Also in 2012, I saw The Dark Knight, so one of the Batman movies. I don't really remember much because DC is not my thing, in case you can't already tell. We also saw Hotel Transylvania, the first one that came out, and the third one's coming out soon. And we also saw Wreck-It Ralph. That was when that came out, and Wreck-It Ralph 2 is coming out. I saw a Taylor Swift concert in 2012, but I don't have the ticket for that. But that's where I got this down here. It was a perfume sample for one of her perfumes, Wonderstruck. Like, does anyone remember these days of Taylor Swift? So this is my ticket for Taylor Swift's Red Tour concert that I went to. That was also the concert where Ed Sheeran was. I know I have photos, so I'll put them up right here. And this ribbon was just like, you know, at the end of lots of concerts they throw like confetti or like something into the air. I kept this long piece of ribbon from the Taylor Swift Red concert, and now that I pull this out, I'm gonna have to put it back into my notebook. That also reminds me that the year before, when I went in 2012 to that Taylor Swift concert, that was when they threw a bunch of confetti into the air. So I kept a bag of confetti. I remember still like trying to stuff it in my pockets and stuff it into my dad's pockets when we were about to leave. So that's really cool. I have this. 2013 was the year I went to my first One Direction concert. Yay! So I went to a One Direction concert also with my best friend in Houston. I have lots of photos, and that's also where 5 Seconds of Summer was, and I love 5 Seconds of Summer. So that was my first One Direction concert. Later that summer, me and my family took a trip down to Galveston, Texas, and we went to the Moody Gardens. It's a bunch of like cool pyramids in Galveston, and they have like a rainforest pyramid, kind of like a biome thing, and they had an aquarium too. So I kept the tickets from that. I love aquariums. That's where I first discovered the leafy sea dragon. It's one of my favorite marine animals ever. Later in 2013, I went with my parents to another thing they really liked, Harry Connick Jr. He's like a singer, so it was like a concert type thing. My mom really likes him. I don't remember much because I was like littler and I didn't really care. But I kept the ticket, so that's pretty cool that I can like remember I did that. And if there's like weird sounds in the background, like my neighbors are doing like yard renovations, so I'm sorry. So also in 2013, my sophomore year in high school, so here are some tickets for football games that my team probably lost. And this was also the year where I was trying to associate with my high school's marching band because I had a lot of friends in it, so I would like kind of sneak in and sit up in the stands with them, and then the drum majors would be like, I see you, but I'm not gonna get rid of you. And the two movies that I have tickets for were Wolverine. I think it's the one where they're like in that one Japanese place fighting. I don't remember it very well. It says Hunger Games, but I don't think that's the first one. I'm pretty sure that's Catching Fire. Yeah, I'm like, or even Mockingjay. It was Catching Fire or Mockingjay, I don't know, but it says Hunger Games, so I saw Hunger Games. And finally down here, it's not a ticket, but I want to keep this. It's a You Tried star, and I remember this very well. It's they gave it to us right after we got out of our AP US History, our A-Push exam, and so like the juniors and seniors who were in higher level AP history classes, obviously, they gave us these stickers because A-Push was like the big exam in our school, so they gave us these You Tried stickers, and I ended up getting a 5 on the exam. That's pretty cool. 2014, I don't have much except this is like one of my most prized possessions. This was a first class ticket from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport to Dallas, Texas. That was also the year my family took a trip to France. If you've seen my really old video, it's a story time, the guy in Versailles, that's this trip. But yeah, we got upgraded to first class, and it was my first class flight ever, and might be my last. It was a really cool experience. I'm so glad I brought this ticket. Like, oh my god. Flying first class, just like, especially on a transatlantic flight, like that makes everything better, dude. And I have some movie tickets. The first two was Frozen. So this is around when Frozen came out, and it was on Valentine's Day, 2014. I have two because I must have kept both of them. It was a movie date with my boyfriend or person I was interested in at the time. It was still the age where like we couldn't really drive, so parents were driving us, and like it was that kind of awkward, but it was fun. I like Frozen. Next I have The Fault in Our Stars. Good movie, didn't make me cry, but like good movie. Next I have a ticket to How to Train Your Dragon 2. This may have been the second time I saw it, because there was the first time I saw it, it was like this double date and like some weird stuff happened and like stuff I don't really want to remember, so that's interesting. But I definitely saw How to Train Your Dragon 2 at least a couple times. Next I have a ticket to Maleficent, and finally I have a ticket to Guardians of the Galaxy 1. This was before I was into Marvel at all, so honestly like I went to see it with my friends and I was like, this is kind of stupid, but now like I look back and I'm like, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Moving into 2015, this was the year I was associated with the marching band at my high school at this point. This was the year we took a band trip to California and Disneyland. We performed in one of the Disneyland parades. That was really cool. So like we marched down all around Disneyland and people watched us, and it was like really cool. We went backstage at Disney. That was pretty legit. I have a ticket from the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra. A lot of people fell asleep, except that was the performance where like there's this big wooden box with a giant wooden hammer, and every once in a while in the song they like hit the hammer really hard on the box and it's really loud, and everyone, all of us kids who fell asleep, we like jerked awake, and it was so funny. These are a little bit out of order, which confused me. So here, that was like a food ticket to Disneyland. It's expired by now, so don't try to steal it from me. You're not gonna get anything out of it. And it's Woody. Look deep into his eyes. So that's just another bit of evidence that I went to Disneyland. I don't have my actual tickets. I don't know where those went. Later that year, so like the next year in high school, my high school went to perform at the Bands of America Atlanta Super Regional, which was really cool because we had never like done super well in Bands of America, but we're like, okay, we have a cool show, we're gonna go to Bands of America, we're gonna see what happens. In between performances, we had like a lot of off time. We went to the Georgia Aquarium, and that was really cool. I love aquariums. They're some of my favorite places to go and visit. Turns out our marching band actually got like 13th place, and like we went to finals and everything. We were in final retreat. It was legit. It was a really cool trip, and I like aquariums, so I kept my ticket to the aquarium. Movies that I saw in 2015 that I still have tickets for, I saw The Imitation Game, which is a really good movie with Benedict Cumberbatch, and I forget her name. It's about Alan Turing in World War II. Really good movie. I saw Spectre, which is that James Bond movie. I also love James Bond. It says Hunger Part 2, but that's definitely Mockingjay Part 2, I believe, so that's when Mockingjay came out. I don't know where all my 2016 tickets are. It's actually kind of strange. So this is the only ticket I have for 2016. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Oh no. Real quick, I also have my RTX badges. I totally forgot to show these. Here's my RTX 2014 badge. I have it signed by Bernie Burns and Griffin Ramsey. So Griffin Ramsey, she's always at her like carving booth a lot, so you can get in line to meet her and talk to her and get autographs. So I do that most years. So I got signed by Griffin Ramsey. And then Bernie Burns, me and some other people spotted him walking around the floor towards something, and it was that situation where he has to go do something, so the Guardians are like, Bernie, we gotta go, and he's like, nah, like, hang on a minute. So he actually went behind a booth, like, into like a little storage area, and he was like, guys, come in here. He went in there, and we followed him, even though the Guardians were like, stop, but he was like, nah, it's fine. And he took photos with us, and signed badges, and cool stuff. So that's how I met Bernie Burns. RTX 2015. Here's this badge. I have it signed by actually some YouTubers who went to RTX that we were walking around the show floor, and suddenly we were behind them, and I was like, wait a second, I recognize these people. So I was like, hello. I got signed by Wade, which is Lord Minion 777. He's friends with like Markiplier and stuff if you don't know him. And then D-Live, another YouTuber kind of in that like little community, and Molly, which is Wade's now wife, because they just recently got married. So I met those cool YouTubers, and of course I went to RTX 2015. And then to finish off the 2016, which I was just talking about, here's my RTX 2016 badge. I was a first member starting in pretty much in 2016. This is Barbara's signature. I met Barbara, Yang's voice actress, of course. And then I also got signed by Griffin again. Before I forget, to start off 2017, here's my RTX 2017 badge. So this was last year. I didn't get any signatures on this, but I did get signatures on Ozpin's cane, which I built last year for my Oscar cosplay. Weekend badge, as always, so finally got those RTX badges out of the way. So now, to do the rest of 2017. Ooh, this was like the beginning of the age of hockey for me. I was in like college, and my college is big on hockey. But first, this cool shiny ticket is, I don't know if you can read it because it's like all shiny and stuff. Club level ticket to the Valero Alamo Bowl. So this is like American football. Ooh, it was Stanford versus TCU, I think. And so here starts all my hockey tickets. This ticket is my school versus St. Mary's University on September 30th, 2017. This ticket is my school versus Union College on October 28th. Then in October, I saw Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I like that movie. And look, here's more hockey tickets. My school versus Princeton, November 11th. My school versus Yale, December 1st. My school versus Brown on December 2nd. And then for winter break, when I went home, I saw Texas Stars hockey. They are a team that feeds into the Dallas Stars, and I really love the Texas Stars hockey. Oh my god, I love their hockey. Like, I have a hat, like shirt, towels, whatever. I love the Texas Stars, and they almost won the Calder Cup this season. I was so depressed, but the Toronto Marlies were just too good. GG, Toronto Marlies. The Texas Stars versus the San Diego Gulls, and then now we're in 2018. Here's a cool boarding pass, Southwest Airlines. It was me flying from Colorado to New York, where my school is, and I kept it because I got boarding position A10 with Southwest because I upgraded, and I put this boarding position on Twitter, and then the Southwest Airlines Twitter account was like, with a seat like that, how could you not feel great, blah, 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 something like that. So I just thought it was funny. And a good boarding position, so I want to keep that. And then here's more hockey tickets. Another game versus the San Diego Gulls. The Bakersfield Condors. Went back to school. Our school played Cornell in February. Our school played Colgate College, Colgate University in February as well. And then in March, I took a quick trip to Boston to visit some of my family. So we went to Museum of Fine Arts Boston. We went to that, and then this is a ticket that I used to get on the subway in Boston. And then I went to a couple of University of Texas baseball games with my dad. They played Texas State and TCU. More hockey with the Texas Stars. Finally the playoffs, so they played the Rockford Ice Hogs a couple of times. And yep, a few times. And finally I have tickets from the Toronto Marlies games. And finally, I have movie tickets, and of course 2018, this is a growing collection. So I saw the new Jumanji movie, I saw Black Panther, I've seen Avengers Infinity War 5 times. These tickets aren't all from different showings though, but I have seen Infinity War 5 times. And I've also seen Incredibles 2, which is a really good movie. The flashing lights didn't really bother me that much. That about does it for my ticket collection as it stands now. Oh no, this is falling out again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was interesting to you. I hope the pictures added some interesting things to look at instead of just looking at my face. I don't know, I think having a ticket collection is really interesting. It helps me remember what I've done in the past. Hope you guys enjoyed. If there's another type of like random video you want me to do that's not a red versus blue reaction, you can go ahead and suggest that. I'm really open to suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!